What are the 5 highest value areas that CEOs should be spending their time on as they're scaling their business? I know one of the hardest things when you're scaling a business is to stay focused on the critical few things that are actually the highest output. I know this personally as I've scaled my own business from 0 to coming up on $20 million in annual recurring revenue with almost 50 full-time W-2 employees at age 30 in just 4 years. With this rapid growth I've gone through in my own business, how hard it is to stay focused on your personal priorities because there's so many things pulling at your attention in so many different areas as your business grows. It's so easy to go back to the old things that you did and to operate with the belief that what got me here is going to get me there, but that oftentimes is the wrong thinking. So I'm going to bring you through these 5 areas, but first I'm going to share the story that got me to these 5 areas. So on Saturdays, I typically spend time reading, reflecting, and critically thinking about where I want to go with my business, with my life, which personal habits I need to improve on, what business habits I need to improve on, where I need to sharpen the saw, all that good stuff. And actually today I was going through and I kept asking myself this question. You can try this exercise for yourself. I kept asking myself this one question, and I'm looking at my notebook right now. What is most important right now? 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 And when you ask yourself that question, take out a pen, a notebook, right? And I started writing out stuff that immediately came to my mind. And it's very fascinating. All the stuff that immediately came to my mind was immediate, urgent stuff, right? It was like, okay, we have this big event coming up with Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, which is a true story, but we got to plan out another big speaker. We're reaching out to people like Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal right now to get as other speakers on our events. So that was one of the things that came to my mind. I got to solidify that next speaker for the event. The next thing that came to my mind is, I got to train one specific person on the team on this new process that we're going to roll out, right? Another immediate task. I got to dive into our profit and loss statement to see if we're profitable in this one area of our business, etc., right? So these immediate things came to my mind. I paused, I wrote out about 7 things, and then I paused. And then I asked myself another question in my notebook as I was journaling. And that next question, the first question was, what is most important right now? The next question I asked myself was this: what is even more important right now? And I let that come to my head, okay? So I wrote it differently. Okay, well, if I couldn't use anything from that prior list of 7, what's even more important right now, right? And I thought to myself, well, okay, instead of us generating the revenue goal that we have from the event with Kevin O'Leary, wait, what's more important than that? Well, what's more important than that is picking and inspiring the right people who already know how to accomplish the goals that we have in our business. I'll give you an example on this. I could go freak out about wanting to reach some revenue goal from this event that we're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on, right? I could freak out about that right now in the moment. Or the higher value thinking is to ask myself, do I have the right person in the right seat already on my team who can handle that based on their track record? And the simple answer to that is yes, I already have the right person in the right seat, so there's no reason for me to worry about this. So what I originally said was most important is something that someone else has already proven themselves in on my team, and they're responsible for it. So therefore, my first answer to the question that I need to worry about this event that we're about to hold was actually the wrong thing. And the higher value thing is to keep making sure that I recruit and attract A players to my company so that I don't have to worry about the details on crunching to get an event number, right? Hit an event number. Next thing that came to mind is stuff like coaching, like I said, coaching a specific team member on this new process that we need to roll out, right? Well, what I actually said is what's more important than that? What's even more important right now? Well, the answer was setting and communicating clear goals, right? So that I don't need to have one-off conversations with anyone in any department of my company, right? So that I've already set a clear vision and clear goals, right? Now, I want to make a caveat here. I said clear goals. So then I went the next level and I started to ask myself, what's even more important right now? And I can't use anything from that second list that I created. And that left me with these 5 priorities of high impact CEOs or entrepreneurs. And really, this can apply to any role, no matter what role you're in. These are 5 kind of thinking models that will get you focused on the highest value outcomes in your life. So here it goes. Number 1 is communicating a clear vision and goals to back them up, right? So the highest value task I have on my list of 5 is always coming back to communicating a clear vision for the future, right? In your business, in your life, whatever that is. Then we communicate goals. We don't go right to goals until we're clear on our big picture vision, right? So creating a vision for the marketing side of your business, the sales side of your business, if you have a coaching side of your business, right? If you need to develop new products in your business, right? Most of the most disruptive entrepreneurs on planet Earth, they're not the ones managing or setting KPIs, key performance indicators. They're setting the big picture vision and then letting someone else set the KPIs and set the actual goals and milestones behind that vision. So that's number 1, is communicating a clear vision and goals to back it up, right? Now, another key word that I left out and emphasizing here is communicating a clear vision. It's not enough to have a clear vision in your head, right? Communicating a clear vision is where the vision comes to life, right? So it's not about keeping it in your head, it's about getting it into other people's heads so that they can live and breathe that vision. Okay, number 2 of the areas where a high impact CEO should be focused is investing in yourself. This is number 2 on the list, right? This includes personal skills, habits, and health investments in yourself, right? It also can include key relationship investments. Here's the bottom line. In order for you to perform at your best, you got to have a clear vision that you're communicating to others, but you also need to invest in yourself constantly. So whenever you're reading books, whenever you're reading articles, whenever you're doing research on your industry, whenever you're looking around corners, dialing in your diet and fitness, okay, practicing a mindfulness habit, dialing in your personal productivity habits, doing leadership training, leadership coaching, whatever it is, all of these things, you get 1 point. They're all points towards investing in yourself, right? So whenever you're distracted or thinking, okay, what am I doing right now? Well, if I'm reading a book, I'm investing in myself. If I'm stretching, I'm investing in myself. If I'm working out, I'm investing in myself, right? If I'm investing in leadership coaching, I'm investing in myself. If I'm investing in a key relationship, I'm investing in myself, okay? So that's the second category, invest in yourself. Number 3, recruiting and retaining A players. This is absolutely vital. This could be freelancers or full-time employees for your business, but this is the number 3 priority for high impact CEOs, entrepreneurs, right? Is how can I get the absolute best people who have already proven that they can do what I intend to do, right? How can I get those people on my team and keep them there enthusiastically, right? Anytime you go into the weeds and start executing on your own is a minute taken away from recruiting that next A player and retaining the A players that you already have, right? There's another caveat here, okay? If you have people on your team who are absolute core value fits, right? We could augment this to saying training the members of your team that have the core value or the growth potential to be a player and actually breeding them into an A player. That would be number 3 on the list of priorities. So number 1, communicate a clear vision and goals to back it up. Number 2 is investing in yourself. And then number 3 is recruiting and retaining the A players that have already done what you need to do in order to reach your vision. Okay, number 4 is managerial finance. This is something you always come back to. If you don't handle it, it's gonna become a problem. Managerial finance is not technical finance. It's not day-to-day finance. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's making financial decisions based on financial data. A couple examples of this is risk-taking, investments, right? Warren Buffett says that he invests his time in 2 things to become the richest man in the world at one point. deploying capital, and picking great managers for the companies he deploys capital into, right? Very simple. I'm talking about deploying capital. This is a top 4 priority for you as a high impact leader, right? So risk taking and investments, profit and loss statement and cash flow analysis, being on top of your cash flow, being on top of your profit and loss statements, so you feel security and confidence around where your business is going. Marketing and payroll investments. These are usually going to be the largest line item expenses combined on your entire profit and loss statement. So we have to make sure that our marketing investments and our payroll investments are part of a greater strategic plan. And then last but not least, acquisitions, right? Investing, acquisitions, right? Finding strategic alliances where you have to deploy capital in order for this to turn into a reality. So number 4 is managerial finance, all right? And let's go to number 5. This is the exciting one, brand expansion, right? Whenever you're wondering where you need to be spending your time as a high impact leader, you should always come to this step number 5, brand expansion. It's not about who you know as much as it's about who knows you, right? So you got to go get known, right? So this is how many podcasts can you get on? How can you drive the ads and messaging behind your advertising or marketing strategy? How can you get on other people's stages? What is your overall content strategy? How are you going to become a force to be reckoned with in your industry? That is what brand expansion is. So if you as a high impact leader focus on these 5 areas, number 1, communicating a clear vision. Number 2, investing in yourself. Number 3, recruiting and retaining A players. Number 4, managerial finance, okay? And then number 5, brand expansion. If you focus on these 5 areas, your results will skyrocket in business. You will not even be able to recognize where you were a year ago. If you say no to everything that's not these 5 things and just focus on these 5 things. My name is Bill Hauser. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, please subscribe to our channel. We intend to put out a lot of great content over the next few months, and I'd love to have you on the journey with us. And if we have any links in the description, check them out. Download them for your reading pleasure. Stay great, and I will talk to you soon.